Hey everybody, it's your girl PJamma and PJamma Lyfe, and I'm back and I'm doing reviews for my first annual Oscar Pastiche review, Oscar movies based on books. Today we are reviewing Nomadland, Surviving America in the 21st Century by Jessica Bruder, and Nomadland on Hulu. Nomadland, Surviving America in the 21st Century is a novel by Jessica Bruder and was published in 2017. The novel explores issues of poverty, retirement, and class divides. Ever wonder who picks up your Amazon packages or serve as your camp guides or picks fruit? Well, it's the people journalist Jessica Bruder follows in Nomadland. Nomadland is a story of the new itinerant lifestyle, the houseless or work ampers, as they've dubbed themselves. And it's a look at the life of mostly white elderly women who by circumstance or choice have taken to the road in dilapidated RVs or campers to live and work at low-wage seasonal jobs. So the story highlights several people in the lifestyle, particularly the story of Linda May, a 64-year-old grandmother whose goal is to build an earthship, a type of off-grid sustainable house to leave her grandchildren. Other people the author highlights are Bob Wells, who's the guru of the houseless movement through his website cheaprvliving.com, and teaches others how to live this lifestyle. Samir, a Muslim man whose lifestyle has ostracized him from his family, yet upholds Muslim traditions. 70-year-old Swanky Wheels is a lovely mentor to Vincent, a trans male van dweller. The author quickly reveals how any of us can end up with no money, no medical insurance, no ability to make rent, or to pay the bills. And Jessica Bruder writes that the last free place in America is a parking spot. This is a devastating indictment on America at this time. Many have an upbeat attitude and found joy in what they call being free. However, the majority of the people are white. And I had to ask then, does this have implications for those minorities facing the same struggles? Also, what separates them from the homeless label? I think in many cases, and as the author tries to distinguish, it's the attitude, if not the circumstance. The author herself gets involved and gets a van, and she names Halen, like Van Halen, and gets a temp job at a sugar beet factory. But she quits to go and finish writing the book. An irony that she recognizes. Well, this is a temporary situation for her. The people she covers, this is their day-to-day life. So, in conclusion, I thought Jessica Bruder did an interesting job in telling the everyday life of people really redefining living in poverty. And I really enjoyed the story. I thought she brought in not just these stories, but a description of the lifestyle told by the people themselves. And I thought it was really good that she brought in statistics to help tell the story. It gave more depth to the story than just hearing the tales from the people. Many of the points she makes about lower socioeconomic class and corporate greed are important to understand about what is dividing our country and creating higher levels of stratification in the economic well-being of Americans. But I also don't think she reflected enough about how white privilege helps van dwellers that she covers and gives them a leg up that many poor minorities don't have. For example, a lot of them are not hassled by the police, and it made me wonder if maybe black or brown people were seen in cars or seen in the situations that these people in, would they be more hassled? She did highlight an incident of racism at one of the camps that kind of belied this whole myth of it's a open place and everybody's welcome. Well, it's not as golden a view as many would like. And she also does a good job in kind of blowing up this bootstrap mentality pushed by the myth of the American dream, because many of the people highlighted were college educated, had good jobs, but because of the Great Recession, it put to lie the dream that if you just did the right things and worked the right job, you could make yourself happy. But in many cases, they did all those things and their lives were still ruined by the structural forces at work in America now that make formerly successful people now end up poor and disenfranchised. It really highlighted how corporations have really capitalized on this situation and have tried to normalize it. And so shame on them for doing that. Okay, so now let's look at Nomadland on Hulu. It's directed by Chloe Zhao, and she's going to be the new director of the Marvel series coming up called The Eternals. So I'm looking forward to that. And it stars Frances McDormand, and you know her from Fargo or 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. David Strathairn, who you've seen in a lot, but some of my favorite role is him in LA Confidential. And it also features, from the book, Linda May and Bob Wells and several of the other people highlighted in the book, Nomadland. So it was written in part by Jessica Bruder based on her book and Chloe Zhao. Now, the movie is about Fern, who is kind of a composite of a woman who, after the loss of her husband and her middle-class lifestyle through the folding of the plant and empire, becomes a van dweller and meets others in the lifestyles and finds her way as a modern day nomad. This story folds as a series of conversations with real life nomads highlighted in the book Nomadland. So you'll see Linda May, Bob Wells, Swanky Wheels, and others who were featured in the book. Now, what was the difference between the novel and the movie? Well, the book is told documentary style with conversations and showing the life of the van dwellers through the eyes of the people involved. And this story shows the same kind of story through the eyes of Fern, and then has interviews and montages of the people highlighted in the book. And another difference between the book and the movie was that there was a romance between Fern and Dave is a new character, and so Fern is a fictional character. So that wasn't in the book. So I think those are two kind of composites of what can happen in this lifestyle to illustrate some of the emotional depth that people have in the story. So the movie pastiche, what the movie got right. The movie does a really great job in staying pretty close to the scenes in the source material. It's through the interviews, or they're not really structured as interviews. They're structured as Frances McDormand, Fern, going through the life of these characters, but it was pretty much the characters in the book. And so what you get is a sad, sad tale of the life of people trying to work and trying to make it at the end of their lives with these seasonal jobs, just trying to survive. And there's no happy ending. And it's just like in real life, there's many times no happy ending for these people highlighted in the story. Frances McDormand has been nominated for a Academy Award, and I think it's well earned. She and David Strathairn are brilliant, and those characters really are able to show the pathos and the pride that drove them into this lifestyle, but she also embodies kind of the loneliness that is also a big part of this lifestyle. But what the movie I felt got wrong, I was a little confused by this narrative style. When I was watching it, I was constantly asking myself, is this a documentary or is it fiction? I don't think the director made it clear that this was a story versus a documentary. And it's almost like she created a new genre called documentary fiction. I liked it, but at times at the beginning, I was just kind of confused by the tone. So would I recommend the book or the movie? I would recommend both. I think the book gives context as to why the elderly are ending up as roadkill in our economy, and also why young people are choosing this lifestyle. And in many cases, it's about high student loan debt. This is just the saddest part of the movie, to see a young person just kind of turn their back on society as we understand it, to embrace this kind of lifestyle because they can't afford to live in society because of student loan debt. I really feel like the movie and the book really brought to life the stories of these people. I enjoyed the book and the movie. Both were excellent. And the movie is a brilliant pastiche of the biography and character studies. It's an extremely moving portrait and a real scary view of the end of the American dream. But this is really the story of white poverty in America, and it really would have been interesting to tell the story of the intersectionality of the issue. So, what would I rate it? I would give it 5 stars. So, where can you find Nomadland? Well, you can watch Nomadland on Hulu. And you can read Nomadland by Jessica Bruder. The ebook is available on Amazon Kindle, Apple iBooks, Barnes & Noble Nook, Google Play, Kobo, or you can check it out at your public library. So that's it. I hope you liked my review, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you will get notification of when new videos are available. Don't forget to watch the Oscars, April 25th. Most importantly, as we say, art is too important not to share. See you next time. Bye.